the first thing you'll see when you log into Simple Sales Tracking is your start page. And your start page is another name for it would be your dashboard. It's a quick view into what's most important and what's most timely of the sales that you are working on and any related information. So in this video, we'll go through the start page and the various pieces of information that are on there. We'll also have a look at the global search and how that works and how you can dig into your data and get the best results out of that. So first thing you'll notice when you log in is that the information on the page is filtered to be it's a combination of company-wide information and then information that's specific to you. So your start page doesn't show you uh, very much information about other people's activities. It's meant to be just your start page and what the activities that you're up to. Um, so, for example, the opportunity chart right in the center here shows the opportunities of us, of the account that we're logged in as. If we were to show the next chart, for example, now it's going to bring up the company-wide opportunities. So you can see that it's changed as we did that. Now, if we just start working through some of the items in the list, we've got the recently viewed. So these are recently viewed items that we've looked at. They're not, this isn't any activity from anyone else. This is just us. We've got our calendar reminders, task reminders, any overdue follow-ups if there are any. Again, these are our own appointments and our own tasks. We have the ability to check off tasks, for example, or click in to go look at any of the ones specifically. It's important to mention that the status of a record plays a big part on whether that information will be shown on the start page or not. So for example, you can see we've got just a single task here in our task reminders, but if we actually open up the tasks page, you can see we've got, for just ourselves, we've got 1, 2, 3 tasks. But you'll notice the status of them are completed for 2 of them and only 1 is in progress. So that status, and you can see the statuses here, they play a big part on what's being displayed. So only tasks that are in progress are shown on the start page. Similarly with somewhat similarly with calendar reminders, you'll only see calendar reminders for appointments that are coming up due or due on the day. But if an appointment was for yesterday or a week ago, that appointment will no longer show in this list. And something that is probably outside the scope of this video, overdue follow-ups work in slightly different ways. So follow-ups, of course, don't disappear. If they become overdue, then they show up in this list. They move from here down into this list. Because they're not considered time specific. An appointment is time specific in that if you miss the appointment with somebody at 11 o'clock this morning, you can't just turn up at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning and meet with them. That you have to reschedule a different appointment. Whereas with a follow-up, they are non-specific to a specific activity or even necessarily time. It's just that you're reminding yourself that at some point you should follow up, and if it comes overdue, then fine, but it wasn't attached necessarily to a specific action or task. Next, we've got the opportunity boxes here. So these are our new opportunities, again with the status of in progress. Then we've also got won and lost opportunities shown below that. These will show a collection of everyone on the team, not just ourselves. Finally, down the middle, we've got an activity feed. So much of this activity feed is automatically populated, and it also combines, in combination with the activity feed, is a group chat capability. So you can see here I've made a comment. In fact, I can add another comment. I can add another one and it gets added to the list. So you could congratulate someone on something, you could clarify a question. But anyways, it's an internal dialogue that can be created that's specific for your team, And of course, none of this, nothing in here is viewable beyond that, and beyond the people in your team. And even, in fact, depending on your security access, if you're running in what's called the closed model, which we talk about in a different video, then in that case you would actually only have access to the activities of you specifically, and not those other people within your team. The latest bit of activity from this list is what's shown in latest activity at the top of the page. We'll finish off by having a look at search and how search works. So when you search on a piece of data in the box at the top of the page, that's searching across all records. So if you go into leads, for example, or if you're in tasks, if you search from up here, that's going to be a global search. So if we type in Doe for Doe Enterprises and hit the enter key, what we'll do is what we've done is bring up any record where Doe is found in that record. So we've got an opportunity, an account, and then our contacts. And this is a record that we've been using and created in another video. By default, the results are filtered by us. If we want to see all results for everybody, we can change that filter. And in this case, there are no one else's any records with Doe in the record. If we had a look at, say we went to leads and we had a look and we saw a phone number. So it's not just the name that you can search on. You can search on name or any of the other fields that are within the record. If we go 9843, which is part of that phone number. Now keep in mind, you don't have to put the whole thing in there. We can just put the last 4 digits of the phone number. And you can see it didn't bring up any results. And the reason for that is because it's actually Gary who had the record. So if we change the owner to be everyone, we can see that Gary is in there. Now it's important also to mention that whatever you type in there has to be exactly correct. So the search does not do best guess searching. So if you typed in 9843 and left a space between the 4 and the 3, it's not going to return the result. So the search in that sense is a bit limited, or less smart, I suppose. If you were typing phone numbers in the format like this, and you all of a sudden did a search where you didn't include that, you maybe just had the numbers and not that other formatting, then it's not going to return the result. It has to exactly match what you're doing. So you either have to be really careful about how you enter the phone numbers, in this particular case, your choice of formatting, or the best thing to do is, if you're going to do something like a phone number, you just remember or type in a part of the number and search on that. In fact, you can go so far as to, for example, if we let's choose river. So of course that's going to bring up, well, for us it brings up a different one, but it's going to bring up River Run, which belongs to Gary, and then obviously the word river is used within one of our opportunities. And if we wanted to, we could actually take out some of those letters, and it's still gonna narrow down on the results, even if you don't have the whole word in there. Also, it's important to mention it's not case sensitive. So if you typed in the word river with capital letters, that doesn't matter. It's just if a spelling is different. So that covers the search part. We've covered the start page part, and thank you for watching the video.